Hey everybody, it is Tash B and welcome to another episode of Tash B TV. Today I am super excited to have an amazing guest for you in Ware. Roz is a sex and dating coach and she works with women to step into their power, to find their value and to own their own worth so that they can be confident and sexy when they are going out there and meeting the man of their dreams. So Roz, welcome.
What an introduction. I loved that.
Well, it is. But one of the things that I am super excited to have you on the show today to share is all the wonderful stuff that you are doing in your business as a confidence and dating coach, but also to the journey that you have gone on your business, because it really has been a little bit of a journey where you've always so looking back at some of your work, because I have followed your work for a couple of years now, hence that our paths have crossed before, and I know that for you there's been a lot where you've been working in the space of empowering women and helping women find the goddess within, but it's been quite an evolution and a journey to get to this point. So I'd love you to share that with us.
And I think, Tash, you have witnessed this journey firsthand, haven't you? I was going to say, first of all, thank you so much for having me today. Like, it's literally just so wonderful being here with you, because you're an absolute soul sister, and talking about this like very almost tragic journey that I've had. You've been there for me through some of the hard times, and I just want to say Tash is one of those women who is so supportive. So there was no judgment whatsoever when I was going through these really tough times, and you're such a supportive woman who, no judgments, highly knowledgeable, always there for me. And I just want to say I just love you so much for just being there for me through that.
Thank you so much. But
it has been.
Let's focus on you though, please. That is the story. That is the reason why we are all here, is to hear Roz's journey. Because I think it's, like I said, I think it's a great story, and I think so many people can relate to this. Is that when you're starting your business, you're starting there with this amazing, wonderful idea, and I'll leave it to you to continue.
Well, it has been, I mean, it's kind of like, where do you even start? Because there's been so much turmoil in my journey. But I started coaching, it must have been about 5 years now. I don't actually know the date. And I had this idea, and I'm Sagittarian, right? So I had all of this fire in me. I had all of this desire to move forward and make things happen now, and it's got to happen now, and all of this masculine energy just running riot in me. You've got to do all of this stuff. You've got to post every single day. You've got to have all of the websites done. You've got to have all the sales pages done, all of this stuff, just running around my head. Okay, we've got to do this, and we can do it now. I'm not going to run out of energy.
Which I think is quite that's definitely the place where a lot of business owners, when they're first getting started in their business, is where they do become unstuck, really, is that you've got the idea, but there's all these pieces that you're going, oh, website, social media, I've got to show up every day, I've got to do this, I've got to be this, and it just does become all-consuming, but also too overwhelming.
Yeah, because you're distracted on the logical side of it. You're distracted by all of the strategy. But for me, the real glorious strategy that has come from me is when I'm just in my zone and I'm feeling really good in myself, and I'm feeling sexy and I'm feeling alive, and that's when the best strategy comes from me. But I think at the beginning I was so focused in this masculine energy of getting all of this stuff done. I should be doing this. This is the order that I should be doing it in. And it was a distraction from why I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
What was the mission, and what's the reason why that I want to wake up every single morning feeling alive, living my purpose work and helping people? It was a I was focusing on this when I should have been focusing here. And so I just remember being in my London apartment, and I'd dwindled through all of my savings, and there was this, I'm not going to say the name of the program, but there was this program that came up, and it was a 10K course. It was back in the day when webinars were all the rage, and it was a 10K course to work on sales and marketing. If you learn this formula, your business is going to skyrocket.
Yes.
Your business, you're going to be making 100K a month. And I was like, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
And I think that course automatically made me so focused on the money side of it, rather than being focused on the women that I am here to help, and attracting incredible clients who light my soul on fire, and we achieve incredible results together. Like, I was focusing on the logic, the sales, the marketing, the content, all of the things that I should be doing, rather than focusing on all of this glorious stuff over here. And because I was so focused on this, because I was so focused on, let's be making 100K every single month, I just totally stepped out of who I really was. Like, it's almost like I had like this out of body experience where I wasn't who I was meant to be in those moments. I was trying to be something that I wasn't, and it was just totally messing everything up. And because I wasn't connected to who I really was and what my real zone of genius was,
it
wasn't working. And what I really learned from that 10K course, even though it was incredible, it wasn't for me. But no matter how much you invest in yourself, no matter how glorious this sales process is, or no matter how good the results are for everybody else, if you don't believe in yourself and in what you're doing, and if you don't feel good in yourself, it's not going to work. So even though I'd spent 10K, like literally dwindled all my savings, sitting in my pajamas in my London apartment, like, oh my God, how am I going to make ends meet?
Yeah.
On the phone to Tash, like, Tash, what do I do?
I think one of the what you've said there, Roz, is really quite interesting, because me working in that space of the marketing and the sales and working with people through those things is because they're such big and really important parts of your business. But if it's something, when it is skills and knowledge that you are needing to learn for the first time, it can become all consuming. And I think you really touched on a really, really important and key point there, Roz, was about not getting so hung up on those things, that those things are supposed to be there to complement you and support you, but it's about listening to yourself, because you've started your business for a reason. There is a truth in there. There is a calling in there, and you can't let the marketing and the sales things override that. They're there to complement you. They're not there to just because, otherwise you're going to end up down this other path that, which is exactly what you experienced, just burnout, and just doing it more from that place of repetitiveness and structure and ticking boxes, which does work for some people, but you've got to always stay focused on the reason why you got into business, the thing that lights you up, because otherwise you burn out.
Exactly. And the thing is, right, with everybody else is taken. Everybody else's idea or way of showing up is taken. And when you're solely focused on the sales and the marketing side of it, it's almost like you become a robot and you don't stand out, because I think it's so important. If you're building a business on social media, you are going to need to stand out in some way. In a world where everybody's scrolling and you literally get milliseconds to grab their attention, the way that you're going to do that is by showing up and owning who you really are, good parts and the bad parts.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
And so by focusing on that and letting the strategy and the formulas lead you, you actually become a bit more like a robot. But today, like in a world where like entertainment and funniness and is so like, people, I think that's what people are just naturally drawn to now. Like if you can make, like, I'm not saying you have to be funny, but we have to be entertaining and engaging.
I think natural is probably the word that you're looking for there, because some people are naturally funny, some people aren't, but we all have a level of quirkiness, and if we can share that, and I mean, 'cause it's just about being open, honest and authentic.
Exactly. So yeah, everybody else is taken. So I think what that in the beginning when I first started my business, because it wasn't working, it was because I wasn't really being natural, like you say. I wasn't being who I really was. And I think I was afraid of being my most powerful self.
Yes.
But I just also, because I was so focused on the masculine side, like the strategy and the formula, it almost like evaporated or disintegrated my personality because I just wasn't focused on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was that was really going to hook in my audience by being myself and really owning that. So
absolutely. Now, if you don't mind sharing with us too, so you've been in this space for 5 years now, and as we just spoke about, you know, that you did this course that was very masculine and really focused on hitting those high numbers and showing you what strategies to do. Now, talk to me through probably some of the not so nice side of that is just the point when you realise that, hey, what I'm doing is not working. When did you realise that, and when did you turn around and say, hey, I can't continue going in this path, something's broken, but you've been so focused though and to your core calling, which is about empowering women and helping them step into their truth. So talk to me around that, where you've gone, right, here's my truth, but what I'm doing over here is it's just not working. And
that was actually quite recent, because for a really long time it just wasn't working. And I think because you become so focused on the vision and making it work, in the back of your mind it's like, I have not come this far to only come this far, but I'm going to keep going with what I know now. And in essence, like, because I was a business coach for such a long time and was trying to force this purpose work, like I thought that this was my purpose work, right?
Yeah.
But if I hadn't have gone through all of that, it wouldn't have been such a seamless transition for me to go into dating and relationships. Like, it was absolutely seamless, because repetitively for about 4 years I had been doing all of this mindset work and going over, like, what's not working, how can I problem solve this, how can I get creative now, how can I try something different, because I'm not giving up, I can't give up, I will never give up. And because of that drive, that practice made it so effortlessly seamless for me to just go into dating and it just to be like an immediate success. And I don't think there's anything normal about that, because I don't believe there is ever an immediate success. There's no such thing as an overnight success. But I guess there wasn't like a moment where I realized this isn't working. But if there was, it was around last year, and my sales were going down and down and down. I was like, why is this happening? I don't understand. And it was nothing to do with the market or my clients or anything like that. It was purely because it's actually very difficult to sell something you don't want to sell anymore.
Do you know what? You've absolutely hit the nail on the head there, is that it is so hard to sell something you don't believe in. You just can't do it. If your heart is not in it, then no, it doesn't work. So I'm curious to know then, you know, that this drive in you, that you've gone, okay, that the thought of stopping didn't cross your mind.
Once it did.
Yeah.
Once the whole time. And I was like, this is a weird feeling. But once it But no, it wasn't. Carry on.
No, I was going to say, so talk to me around that. What was that like, where you're there going, screw this, it's just not working for me. I don't know if I can continue doing this anymore.
Well, I guess it wasn't a screw this moment. It was more because I've always followed the feel good. And I've always, I just can't help myself, like shiny object syndrome. Like if there's something over there that's a bit more entertaining, I'm very Sagittarian. I'll run over there and go and give it a shot before I'm even ready. I'm very much fire, aim, ready. What is it? No, ready, fire, aim, rather than ready.
Right, okay, yeah.
And so I'll always just go for it. Just do it. Fuck it, and just go for it. But there wasn't like a moment where I just said, oh, this isn't really working for me. It was more that something kind of just caught my attention. So I think it was around May last year, and I just had this vision in my mind of me being in this London hotel with all of this pink around me. It was very girly and feminine. I was like, this is new, girly and feminine. And I just felt these sexy vibes. And I was like, okay, so how can I make business more sexy? Like, how can I make business more sexy? And I was like, Roz, you're just going to have to kind of like give in to what you really want and just go and do relationships, because it was almost kind of like, how can I make that transition? Like, are my current audience going to think that I'm stupid, that I'm not doing very well in my last business? Like, why is she moving over? Like, is she really that bad a coach so that she has to try something new? And there was all of these doubts and everything going on in my mind. But I think you can't ignore that calling.
Yes.
And I did for a really long time. Like I was like, shush, 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 like, shut up. Like, we're doing this over here. But then I was kind of just half stepping in purely out of fear, because what are they going to think?
Yeah.
What's my audience going to think? What's my hometown going to think? Like, oh my God, is she failing now? And all these like limiting beliefs just running around. But I still
being concerned about everybody else's opinion and not your own.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was. So what was your original question again? Like, just talking about that moment of just transitioning over.
Yeah. So what would you say looking back at that time, if, where you were talking about you're concerned with the transition that you were going from business coaching into relationship coaching and going, whoa, this is a big change. What is everybody going to think? So how did you move through that? How did you move through not being concerned with what other people think? Because that's a really big hurdle to get over.
So number one, baby steps. Like, because I think we're surrounded, Instagram and Facebook ads, like, create 100K here, you can do it really easy. And it's just like, no, block out all the noise. I literally unfollowed all of the top leaders, even like some of my coaches. And I was like, you know what? I got this on my own. I know how to do this. Because that's the thing, right, ladies, is that you know how to run a business. You know how to make money. You know how to do strategy. You know all of this stuff. And yet sometimes it still doesn't work. So I had to just say, I know how to do this. I'm going to unfollow everybody else and just block out the noise and focus on me, because that was the issue. I was focusing on everyone else. What are they thinking? What's everyone else doing? How can I do it better? No. Shut it out. Unfollow. So I unfollowed everybody. And then I just really immersed myself into my own gifts. And for me, because I'd really gone into this masculine energy of all of the strategy, all of the things that I should be doing, I need to be creating 5 pieces of content every single day to make sure that I just attract people's attention and all of that. I just took a step back and I went back into myself. And I decided that I was just going to like fill myself with like incredible raw empowerment. And the way that I did that was I focused on what made me really happy. And that was feeling sexy in myself and feeling good in my own skin. And because for me, success is sexiness. Like when I feel sexy in myself, that's what success feels like, right? So I was like, okay. And I just really took that to the whole next level. And it's something that I really focus quite heavily on with my clients, is that sensuality and sexuality and femininity, like your God-given gifts. Because for me, the sacral chakra, so I don't know if you know anything about your listeners know anything about like the 7 chakras, but the sacral chakra, that sexy energy, that is creation energy, right? That's creativity. It's birthing ideas. It's coming from a space of pure abundance, not designing my strategy around lack. Like, are they going to see this? Am I posting enough? No. None of that anymore. This is about focusing in on femininity and sexual passion and like just literally just chock filling my programs and the things that I wanted to put out into the world with this sexy energy, because it made me feel so freaking good. And it was that kind of like turbocharged my work. And so it was also backed up with, like, of course, I think that this technique actually works for everyone, because my clients and even people taking my free trainings now are just seeing incredible results by just embodying that. But it was also the fact that this was my gift as well.
Yes.
This was my zone of genius. And this was what I was an expert in. Because previously, like years before, I'd just been like pushing down all of my real zone of genius.
Yeah.
And then because I'd done all of this work on myself, because I'd gone through all of these hardships for years and years and years, as soon as I kind of just went over to that Jack in the Box and just kind of peered in, boom, it just came out. And it went off. So I think,
yeah, I think too, one of the things that you said there, what I found quite interesting was going back and turning everything off. Because I think that I talk about it quite often, comparisonitis, it is just so crippling, particularly to people who are just, stepping into their business and getting into that place. And for yourself, one of the things that you also spoke about too was that you had done a lot of courses, you had done a lot of the work, and you had worked with, because what you've worked with, I would say, a dozen different coaches in different areas, at least. And so all of a sudden you reach this point where, which exactly what you said was, I've got it inside me now. I have it there. Okay, now it's time. I don't need anybody else to train me for where I need to go right now. I think that you'd agree too that working in this space, I think you can always do with a coach. I mean, Pete Sampras and Serena Williams, they still have coaches, even though they're the top of the game in tennis. But you reach a point where it's like, hang on a second, I need to just shut down the noise, and I've now just got to focus on my own game. And I must say, and that's one of the things I really witnessed with your transformation, was you shut everything down, and I think you stepped away from any promoting, any communicating. I think you stepped away for what, 2 months?
God, yeah, I forgot I did that. Yeah, it must have been at least 2 months. I literally just shut down, took some time for myself, and that was actually probably the real birthing of it. It wasn't necessarily the birthing of my idea, because like I said before, it's baby steps. Like, your purpose work is just going to keep blossoming out one petal at a time. But that was when I actually really just took charge and took control and said, look, I need to focus on me, because for the last few years I've been focusing on clients and how to impress them and how there's all comparisonitis. I need to focus on that.
Totally.
Because if I don't see myself as the expert, how on earth is anybody else going to see me as an expert? So I need to offer myself right now. So yeah.
And seeing you now, because you just show up, I'm here, and if you don't like me, you can bugger off and go somewhere else, because this is who I am. And everything you do now is it really shines through that you're not showing up to impress anybody. You are showing up now just because you are having the time of your life, doing exactly what you love. And I think particularly in the social media realm, that level of authenticity is so important, because that's what's engaging and that's what connects with people. And you're also testament to, hey, not everybody is going to like me. Not everybody is my ideal client, and I can live with that. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And I think as well, before I was coaching, I was creating a book for creative entrepreneurs, how to start a creative business. So I was interviewing all of these top companies around London, and one of them was Made.com. I don't know if you guys have heard of Made.com over in Australia. Big furniture company, very trendy. And I went and interviewed each of the founders, and one of them was a woman called Chloe McIntosh, and she said to me, something is wrong if you want annoying people. She said, we have annoyed so many people, not only in our industry, not only our friends and family, but also the general public as well. She said, if something is wrong, if you're not annoying people in some way, obviously don't go out there to annoy people, but it's okay if you do. And I think I had this moment last year where a light bulb just went off in my mind, and I was talking to my family, and I just said, you know what? Like, it doesn't matter that people down the road are saying these awful things about me or think that I'm stuck up in comparison to this big dream that I have.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, you can't stay in the middle. Like, you can either pay attention to these people and what they're saying, or you can pay attention to that big dream that you have, and you've just got to go for it. And I had Chloe McIntosh in the back of my mind going, you know, it's inevitable that you are going to annoy someone. And so there's something bigger for you to focus on that is your dream, rather than what these people, then the Sue down the road is saying about you.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. That's it. Because, you know, is she going to buy your product? No. So who cares what she thinks?
No. You just got to let it go.
Absolutely. So for you...
Also, before we move on from that quickly, that's why your dream has got to be so freaking sexy and alluring to you and like just freaking dynamite, because it's got to override what these people are saying over here. If that's what your issue is, like working with judgment, that's why your dream has got to be freaking sexy as hell to distract you from that. Of course, there's like limiting beliefs and things that are going on over here that it's your duty to work through. But also, this dream has got to be freaking sexy to be able to distract you enough and motivate you in that direction rather than that direction. If that makes sense.
Oh, totally. Totally. You've got to want it.
Yeah. You've
got to want it. And you've got to be doing it from the place of, I just can't do anything else. I just have to do it. Yeah. So talk to me now. How has your business changed from a couple of angles that I'm keen to explore for you, and how much you're enjoying your business, but also to the clients that you're bringing in now that you have stepped out and gone, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm showing up as me. I'm having a blast. Talk to me about that. What does that look like?
I can imagine the different kind of like clients that I'd be getting from being someone who is, please buy from me, to this is what I do. Like, so the clients have been quite radically different. And the best part about that, which is the best thing for me, is that because I'm so lit up by what I'm doing, the results that they get are just like, like, it's the most incredible thing, just waking up every morning and just seeing just someone just stepping out and doing something like that they would never have done a few months ago. Like, the women that come to me, sometimes they're quite socially awkward, and so they don't really know how to act around men, or they don't know how to present themselves, or they hate talking about what it is they do in their career. So this is one type of client.
Yeah.
And then literally a few days later, or a week later, or a month later, they're like, oh my God, I implemented these techniques, and now like this guy's texting me, and I don't even really care. Like, I'm just so detached now. I'm just loving living my life, and I'm just loving being who I am. And it's being who you are that attracts in, whether it's men or clients. Like, what I believe is that if you want an extraordinary man or client, you are going to have to be an extraordinary woman. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, if you want an extraordinary man, you're going to have to be an extraordinary woman. And so because I was lit up more by my mission and my message and what I believed, like, those people started showing up too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it massively changed the clients that I brought in. But I think the biggest change was that I wasn't working as hard.
Wow.
Like, I'm just working hard. Like, literally yesterday, it was Friday, and I think I put out one post on Facebook because I had a message that I really wanted to share, and that was it.
Yep.
And I think I had a client call, and I just felt content in myself, and I also got myself a new client as well. Like, the difference for me now is that I'm not always thinking about how can I get their attention?
Yeah.
How can I like be more attractive? How can I do all of this, that, and the other? No, it's just I'm good in myself. I know what I'm talking about. I know my shit. And I know that everyone is getting incredible results. And I don't feel the need to work as much as I do anymore. Like, I don't have to be doing all of this stuff. I just do it when I feel really called. And if that is posting 5 times a day, cool. But it's not coming from a space of, I need to do this. It's coming from a space of, I love what I do. And this needs to be shared because this is going to help someone. So the radical difference is, yes, of course, the clients are amazing and the results are amazing as well. But also for me as a businesswoman, that burnout, I wouldn't say disappeared because this week has been pretty challenging. But the amount of work that I do in my business is radically like just gone down, and there's more ease and more flow and more like fun vibes.
But do you think that's got to do with because the amount of training that you have invested in and the time that you've invested in learning these skills, that now you've reached this point where you've gone, hey, do you know what? I've done all this training. I know how to set up the systems and structures. I know, I can post 5 times a day, but, that you've now just found balance. I think is really probably what you've described.
Yeah, like it's now that you say it, it's definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
In that I feel more confident in myself now because I've worked with so many coaches and invested money that I didn't even have at the time as well in myself, because I believed in my vision. I just had to go for it. There's definitely an element of that. But I think now, but I wouldn't say my transformation was because I have all of this knowledge now. It was literally because I decided to just sit in my throne and trust myself.
Love that. Yes.
Yeah. Because I think for so long I hadn't done that. It was, I need more. Okay, right, I'm going in this direction now, so I need to learn this. And it was always chasing the future. And I was talking to one of my favorite YouTubers. I met up with her for coffee last year. And she asked me this question. She was like, I can't even remember what we were talking about, but she said, so who are you? And I reeled off this spiel, and she was like, girl, I'm going to stop you right there. She's like, who are you being now? Not who are you stepping into, but who are you being now? Like, who are you? And I was like, whoa, like all of my coaches have said this to me before, but it finally sank in that moment. It was like, oh, who am I being now? Oh, so that's what I'm missing. Like, I'm not chasing the future. Who am I being now? Okay, so that was the key. Sorry, I can't remember your original question. My clients know that I whenever I'm doing a live training, I'm always like, someone needs to remind me what I was talking about.
It's fine. It's quite all right, because I think that what you've shared there was just gold anyway. So, and I'm sure that anybody who is listening or watching this will probably need to rewind it anyway to see what the actual question was, because I think that what you shared was just so compelling anyway. So what is next then for Ware?
What is next?
Oh, yes. Well, where is this journey going now?
Where is this journey going now? Well, I'm moving my life back to London soon. So for me, I just want to be doing this more like in person, because for me, like a big part of my journey and a big part of what really lights me up is chemistry and connection and talking with people. And I have these big dreams of being on TV, and because I just love that human connection. And I think that is such an important part of relationships as well as business. Like, we forget the connection because we're so used to putting out content, but are we actually really making a connection with people? I believe like communication is so important. Like,
absolutely. I think sorry, just going back there, and again from a business perspective, that is absolute key. It is about connection, about connecting. It's not about just pumping out content
and trying to impress them.
That's it, exactly. It's about pumping out your content, but you're doing it in a way that you are connecting. that you are forming a relationship, that you are building something. It just, otherwise it's just noise.
Yeah, it really is. And I think for me, I mean, these are the 3 areas that I really focus in on with my clients, and connection is the 3rd and final one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through that actually, because I think this is like a really powerful process. Of really empowering yourself, really grounding yourself in your throne, and also building upon that chemistry and connection with people. So for me, the first important stage is raising your worth.
Yes.
Like, it is so important to raise your standards, because by doing that, what happens is, and I'm sure everybody knows this, but I really want to hone in on this. When you raise your standards, it's almost like you get repulsed by anything that is below it. So naturally, when my clients go through this first stage, like the exes, they come back.
Yeah.
Because you've raised your worth. And it's kind of like exactly the same for clients as well. It's like the exes, they always come back. But it's because you're sitting there standing strong in your throne and you've raised your worth. It's almost like you get repulsed and you naturally move away from the old and you enter a new way of being. And so that stage is really, really powerful. But for me, it's also about like really getting in touch with your sexuality and just being okay with being that feminine woman, because I think it's so easy as an online entrepreneur to really get stuck in the masculine, to really get stuck in that this is the process. And yes, of course, I do believe in masculine systems to be able to support you in that. But there's also got to be femininity and feeling sexy and feeling like sexually liberated in yourself, and just so that you can have more fun in your business. Because when people can see that you're having fun in your business, whether you're having fun in a bar and you're trying to attract in that guy, if they can see that you're really passionate about that, you're going to call those people in. And that is what makes you incredibly magnetic, by really owning and loving yourself at a whole new level. And then also what's so important, especially in relationships, imagine again, like if you are in a bar, and this could also be online if you are someone who's starting a business. Imagine if you walked into a bar and there was a guy over there, or an ideal client that you had your eye on, and they were very tasty. Imagine this. Like, if you went over to him and you were just talking to him all night, he's probably going to be like, God, is this girl going to ever leave? Because I feel like I've got to take care of her now and I don't even know who this person is. But if that guy sees you working your way around the room, if you just walked into the room and just were like, hey, and you moved on to the next, and you said, hey, to the next one, and then you said hey to the next person, and then you were laughing and joking with this person over there. Someone over there had a really crazy jacket on. You were like, oh my God, I love your jacket, you look amazing. And you went over here and then you said, hey, can I get you a drink? This other person, if this guy is watching you, he's going to see that you have this. It's almost like it's a freedom mindset. Because when we have scarcity on that one guy and we get really obsessed with them, or that one client and we really want them, we're pushing them away. But the best way, if you want to find that extraordinary man or extraordinary client, be that extraordinary woman who is talking to everybody, who is showing up with this vivacious zest for life. Because the number one, I've done a lot of research with men and what it is that they're looking for. And they're not looking for the hot body. They're not looking for the success. They're not looking for all of this physical stuff. They're looking for someone who just has that zest for life and that freedom mindset, right? And it's the same with clients, because believe me, in the beginning of my business, the reason why it wasn't working was because I had major scarcity mindset. I didn't realize how many people there were out there for me to work with. I didn't realize how many men there were literally on my road. And I think it was like breaking out of that. Like, the best way to find him is through everybody else, and just to have fun and to distract yourself from, I need to secure this client and I need to secure this man. And just literally just spread your wings, go out there and have fun, and be that woman who just has all of this zest for life and this passion for what she does, who is driven by purpose and sitting in her throne. She knows who she is and she knows what she's all about. She knows what her values are. She's a sexy freaking woman and she is magnetic as hell. That is the kind of coach or business person that I am going to hire.
Damn right.
Damn
Absolutely.
right.
Boom. I think there that you've made, and I think that even though you're talking about dating and dating tips and finding that, I think it's so very, very similar to getting clients in your business. Exactly the same thing about owning your worth. Don't discount what it is that you've got to offer, because what you've got to sell really is of value. It really is of value. So don't discount anything about what you've got to offer. Go out there, but there is more than one customer for you all the time. The same as there's more than one man for you. That's it. That it really is, and just own it.
Yeah.
Fabulous, Roz. Absolutely. So now tell us, what are you working on now, and where can people find you?
So, ladies, I want all of you to come and take my free training. All of you.
All of it. Even the married ones? No, I'm married. I don't need to find a husband. I've got one.
Right, with this free training. So I'm basically taking you through that 3 steps process. Yes. There's just 3 30-minute videos. And even women who are currently in relationships who have been taking this training, I mean, I woke up to a message this morning from this woman saying, I can't believe how after just watching one video, my man is now treating me like a queen. Wow. And it's incredible. Just these 3 simple steps, 3 30-minute videos can radically change your life. So the training is called How to Stop Obsessing Over That One Guy, but it is going to teach you how to radically raise your worth with 4 questions that I'm just going to ask you. Then it's also, I'm going to teach you about how to love yourself on a whole new level, because it's that self-love that's going to attract in the man, that's going to attract in the clients, that's going to make you magnetic. And then I teach you some people skills. This is where we're going to have some real fun and get you out of that scarcity mindset and into love and abundance and welcoming it all in, because it's that makes you really, really magnetic. And so these 3 simple videos, the results have been unbelievable. And even if you are someone who has been obsessing over that one guy, or you're still struggling to get over that guy who is from a very long time ago, the women in this program have been calling in exes from 60 years ago. And whilst I'm not advocating that you should get back together with your ex, what this training does do is it enables you to raise your value and your worth to be able to make a decision and go, you know what? Thank you, next. Yeah. Thank you. I'm moving on. I'm good now. I'm good without you. So see you later. Or, you know what? This actually has legs. Why not? Let's give it a go. So the training is so unbelievably powerful, and I just feel like every woman needs. And it's free.
You just said it's a free training.
Absolutely free.
Now, how do we find it? Where do we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Ware. Follow me on Instagram, and also you can find me on Facebook. I do lots of postings on there, so come and add me.
So Ware, ROZWARE. Ware.
Yes.
That is you.
I'm basically on all the social medias apart from Twitter as just Ware. I don't think there are any other Wares. But come follow me and take the training, because the training is, you will be a different person by the end of these 3 30-minute videos. I promise you that.
Totally.
Your life will be very at the end.
And look, and I can honestly say too that even if Roz's training isn't for you, go and check her out anyway, because just to see the energy, the high vibe, the way she's showing up, the fun that she is having and showing up authentically, I think that is something just to say, hey, I love that. I can do that. So go and have a look. Check out what she's doing. Now, Roz, before we finish up, the one best piece of business advice that you have ever received. I'll put you on the spot there. Sorry, I didn't give you a heads up. I was going to ask you that question.
Business. Maybe not business.
Okay, maybe not business then.
Maybe this statement.
Yeah.
Sexy, because we've already identified how important it is to be a sexy woman, right? Whether you are here for business or relationships, whatever. The sexiest thing that you can be is real.
Yes.
The sexiest thing that you can be is your true self. So get the bullshit out of the way that is stopping you from being that, because if I can do it, someone who was racked with insecurity, who was a recluse for 2 years, who didn't have any money, if I can do it, if I can literally just show up and be myself and be real, then anyone else can as well. But the sexiest thing that you can be, and the most alluring, magnetic, interesting, inspiring, educational person that you can be, is real.
Great. I couldn't agree with you more. Roz, thank you so very much for sharing those tips. Thank you for opening up and sharing some of the not so pretty sides of your journey that you've been through, but also to how you've overcome it and worked through there, and just, you know, talking about to, you know, how you picked yourself up off the floor and saying, right, hang on a second, I've got to shut off all the noise so that I can turn back up as myself. And look at you now. It's absolutely fabulous. And having been a friend for a good couple of years now, I am just so proud of you, and I'm so excited to see you being successful. And I'm so excited. Most of all, thank you. Thank you for being part of Tash B TV. So, everybody, thank you for joining us today, and we would love to hear your thoughts. So please feel free to leave some comments or let us know what sort of ticked the box for you, and any questions, all those sorts of things. We would love to hear about it. And, of course, you can subscribe, so make sure that you do that as well. And no matter what else you do today, go forth and be amazing. Bye.
Don't stop recording. Don't stop recording.
Okay.
There is one more thing that I kind of want to talk about, so I don't know if you want to edit this in.
Oh, no, we can just go. Please go. Sorry, Ross.
I know, but I didn't know if you want to edit this in or not. But what you were saying a second ago about, like, the flaws and the hardships and the tragedies, like, because believe me, there were so many of them. But I just kind of want to point out as well that those things made me as a woman.
Oh, totally.
Those hardships, they shaped my business. So at the time, they felt so uncomfortable. But it was actually me realizing, hang on, the reason that I became a recluse, which was the biggest hang up that I had to become a recluse to be able to realize how powerful I was on my own. And I had to go through all of these toxic relationships to realize how powerful I was. Like, my toxic relationships gave me power. They gave me balls. They gave me this fire. But I could have looked on them with shame. I could have looked on all of those investments that I made in myself with shame and been like, oh, I've just made so many bad decisions, or I've taken so long to get my business off the ground. Like, it's shameful. Or I could look at it as, I'm someone who never ever gave up. I'm someone who just kept on going because I believed in my vision. And I think it's literally just all about perspective. So I think also knowing that the hardships that you are facing, they're good things, but it's just flipping the script on them and not being ashamed of them and actually running with them. Because even my money story, I was so ashamed of that for such a long time. But it had to be that way because I had to realize what my purpose work was. And it's not a shameful thing now. Like, part of me is actually quite proud to say, you know what? I was so broke for such a long time, but I still kept going. There's no way anyone can stop me. And now I can talk about it with pride, because I think pride is a massive element of you being able to show up powerful in yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because I think that was a huge...
That is very powerful. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm glad you told me to stop. Don't hit stop yet. So thank you for sharing that extra bit.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, we're done now.
We're really at the end now? You sure?
Yeah, we're
okay.
at the end. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me, Tash. It's been amazing talking to you.
Gosh. So much fun. So much fun. Yes. Cool.
Okay. Again, just in case.
All right, just gonna get it done. I think one of the things too is starting the journey, because everybody's got to start from somewhere. And so you're what, number 4 for me for Tash B TV, or number 5? I can't remember which one, but it's still really early, you know. And this is going to get to, we'll come back and we'll have another conversation again, and we'll be at episode 263, and it will be like, oh my God, we had to start somewhere. We had to start with number 1. That's awkward. And I know that when we get to episode 253, that it will be so polished, and, the lighting will be so much better. And
But you know what though, this is the thing I've really learned, especially like working a lot with women with when it comes to like body image and everything, and seeing all of these Instagram feeds that are just so perfect. Perfection is actually really boring. Like, think about it, right? That perfect Instagram model with the perfect abs and the perfect body, how long are you going to actually spend on her Instagram feed? Probably a couple of seconds. But if there's a woman, and Felicity Hayward and models like Ashley Graham, plus size models, totally inspire me. I will spend a lot longer on their feeds because it's so much more magnetic to watch a woman who is just comfortable in her own skin, because you don't have to have the cracking set of abs and the perfect outfit to be attractive. What is super, super sexy is you just being comfortable in yourself. And so I think, yeah, there might be...
Even having the six-pack of abs, so long as you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Because I know my friend Jane Curnow, she talks about it, that she was a bodybuilding model and she's got the absolute figure, but she just really wasn't happy with what she was seeing in the mirror and all of that type of stuff. And again, flip switch. That now she's just embraces it and loves herself to pieces and is like, yeah, hey, this is me. But it's about, you've got to like what you're seeing in the mirror.
Oh, totally. But I think it's also going back to the idea of perfection. Like, we think we need to have the perfect website, we need to have the perfect lighting, we need to have the perfect backdrop. I mean, let's get real here, right? I've never shown anyone this. This is a Tash B exclusive.
Okay.
Right? I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is?
Show us.
There's a bed behind here. This is a keyboard stand with a plank of wood on the top.
Love it.
Like, there's all this need to be absolutely perfect and have the perfect Instagram feed and the perfect life and all of that stuff. Like, perfection is actually really boring and you're wasting your time by trying to be perfect. Just go with what you have now and have fun with it.
Absolutely. Like, that is it. Go with what you have now, because you have everything that you have that you need to go forward.
You've got a keyboard stand and you've got a plank of wood. It's all good. And your bed blanket.
I've got two bedroom lights that are over sitting my computer at the moment.
And it's working. Like, we don't need to have all of this like expensive, perfect professional stuff. Just be yourself. So.
Yeah. Totally. All right. Cool.
Must be so late for you now, my love.
No, well, it is only because you know that I'm a nana, and it's 8:47.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 10 o'clock at night. Okay, that's good.
No, well, it is, as far as I'm concerned.
You're funny.
Yes, because, you know, I'm a bit of a morning person. So, yes.
And that's rubbing off on me now. Like, I think Aussie life definitely had like an effect on me now. It's so peaceful in the mornings. It's just so like...
It is. It is. There's this, I look at it, and one of the things I love, and I've done it for years now, is getting up at daybreak, at that, just as the colours are changing and everything is still, and it's just, it's fresh and it's new and it's perfect, and that every single day you are gifted this absolutely perfect canvas, and every day I have this still, and I've been doing this for years and years now, getting up at that time of day, but it still takes my breath away watching the colours change. It doesn't matter where I live, and just knowing
is that massive cliff by the outside of your house that you go up the top to?
Yeah,
that's well done. That's high. Because when I see your photos, I think, oh my God, is that the hill, the cliff, like the mountain in front of her house?
Yes, it is.
Well done.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. No, I love it. Cool. But so I am now going to go and remove the makeup and put my jammies on and go to bed.
I think I'm going to put my pajamas back on.
Oh my gosh, I love it. But look, Roz, sincerely thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you supporting me while I get this moving, and yeah, all the rest of it. I'm so excited for you. So well done, my love.
And I'm excited for you. Like this is like, what's the word? I can't even find the word, but like this is a proper vision that you've got.
Oh, totally.
Like, like massive legs and like massive fire and passion and like I love it.
Oh, totally.
I think
absolutely.
I'm loving that you asked me to be a part of it, so I'm really honoured. Thank you.
You've got a great story, and I love. And it's just amazing too. The more you talk to people, the more you get talking, the more people you find who've got stories. And my list, I've actually got a list, and I'll keep adding to it and adding to it, and because everybody's just got such fabulous stories. Everybody's got a story.
Everyone. That's a nice name, like subtitle for your podcast. Everyone's got a story.
Everybody's got a story. Yeah.
Love it.
Good night.
Much love to you.
Have an amazing Saturday.
And have an amazing Sunday. And let me know when it goes live because I want to see it.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be Monday. So I'll cut it. So I'll do just put some little playful editing bits. Oh, your logo. If you wouldn't mind flicking me your logo.
Yes.
You have a logo?
Yes. You know, the kind of handwritten Roswell thing.
That's right. Otherwise, I'll just grab it off your Facebook. I'll just download a Facebook photo and I'll just edit it. And
do you want a photo of me and a logo?
I just will pull some stuff off your Instagram or off your Facebook and in the starting part, I'll talk about this is you, and I'm going to just show you some different photos of you and stuff. And
have I got any photos on my?
I don't know. I'll find stuff
on Facebook. There's more.
Yeah, I've got pictures of Roz with puppies.
Oh, the puppy pics.
Yeah, no, I probably won't put those on. I don't think they're quite appropriate.
I don't mind, but can you believe that was 2 years ago?
Yeah, no.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Yes. Yeah, no, so I'll grab some stuff and...
Oh, and I'll send you the link for the free training as well.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yes, I will do that. And I'll link everything, of course. Everything will all be linked back. And all your handles will be on the YouTube page also. So, yes.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
It was fun. Always.
So my love to everyone and have an amazing weekend.
Yes. You too. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. End meeting for all.